Alistar and the Bard both being banned away, two of the champions that would be played into the Nico if it does actually get left through. I think that there is a lot of Nico ban pressure that is being thrown out, and it is going to be HLE that falls for it.
More.
And so they will be taking that one away. Now, final ban to come on through here for the Bros before we get into HLE, going for their B4. And it will be Nautilus taken off the table. So we could have like a Rel here for Delight, something like that. We'll have to see exactly where he does want to go. Maybe it is going to be saving his pick for last, as Sport Counterpick has been very, very popular here on this patch with how important it is to win that 2v2. But instead, it's going to be his very famous, potentially very famous Rakan.
Yeah, those
instead cycling through a bunch of stuff.
Those are the three options. I think if you go Rakan here, then you aren't really too worried about them going something like a Braum. That being said, Braum Jin's not like the strongest combo, slow auto attack's not the quickest to stack it. But I think there's not a huge amount of threat for Rakan. There are some games, like if it had been the Pantheon Talir, there is that Unraveled Earth threat on the Rakan, but this feels like a pretty
okay
game. And actually, this has ended up being a flex of the Pantheon and bringing out the Nocturne instead. So, bit of a clever game here from the Bros. Now have that Nocturne Orianna combo, and then running the Pantheon support. So a lot of bans were thrown towards the support, and Bro were like, we already have ours in the bag.
I can't remember. Do you think Zeus is good at Kennen?
Yeah, pretty good. Pretty good. Pretty happy to take those range tops. So I think that'll probably just be the expected pickup here, especially with a Rakan and a Jarvan. You have the setup.
All right, decides to go for the prehistoric version.
Yeah, but a range top that does well in the Renekton. Pretty confident with that.
Yeah, that's
Patrzcie lange per 21. Dankeschön.
so illegal. I just feel like there's like a list of things that you're not allowed to do in the LCK, and that's very high up there.
Yeah, I also feel like the Gnar with the Jarvan. I remember this was such, when Gnar first came on the scene, such a strong combo, because you get that extra terrain to slam them into. A lot of terrain actually with the Azir and Jarvan thrown about. And you know, sometimes you see a flex and you're like, hey, you know, that's an interesting flex.
Video echt nice, Dankeschön.
How much are you actually necessarily gaining on the back of
Weißt du, was der Tegas höchstens mit der Neopakos ist? Nee, ich habe keinen Schimmer, Bro. Ich kann es dir nicht sagen, sorry. Ich habe keine Ahnung. Bestimmt 15 Euro.
Support that comes out, you know, we've seen it have a lot of early damage, and you have that obviously that survivability with the Aegis that comes out, but it can really struggle later on, especially if it doesn't snowball. And the value that Rakan has in the 5v5 is way higher.
Yeah, it's absolutely true. I actually think that there's going to be a whole lot of fighting, and the team fights
More.
really cool between both of these squads. We'll see whether the Bros can actually get this Orianna Nocturne combination to actually work out. We've seen some teams struggle a little bit with it, but when it does work, man, it looks good. We've got Zeus's Gnar skin, though, as well as Gumayusi's Varus skin, which is pretty dope. The fact that both of our T1 players on HLE are representing their own outfits. Let's get into it. Game one. All right, Bro fans, very loud here in LoL Park today, which is absolutely fantastic. And let's see where the first battle lines are going to get drawn. I'm excited to see whether, you know, Namgung is actually going to carry on from a little bit of an improved performance from his very first game. Wasn't looking all that hot when he first came out. So here we go, having a look at Zeus with those very cool glasses on his Gnar skin.
Yeah, one thing with this bot lane duo of the Jhin and the Pantheon, the execute damage with fourth shot from the Jhin and the execute that the Pantheon gets on his Q, combined with the ignite into like a squishier support like Rakan is really threatening. So Guma's got the teleport as well.
Ich hatte gerade noch nicht wieder zu gewinnen, super.
Just, I mean, the fact that the Rakan has sustained amount of poke, but you are definitely not wanting to go into any all-ins.
Ich frage mich inzwischen, ob Varus wirklich OP ist oder ob er nur OP ist, weil niemand so wirklich in Geld draftet. Ich weiß es nicht. Also die haben hier sogar Nocturne Orianna, aber ich weiß es nicht. Hallo Schuki.
Try to utilize Gleaming Quill value, right? Go for very short trades. Try and, like you say, get that poke down, and then utilize the extra sustain that you will have available to you. Kanavi, full clear of the bottom side. Same thing to be said for the top side of the map here for Gideon, as they will be finishing up on opposite sides of the map. Just have to see what our junglers do have in mind for their very first move.
Ist aber an sich eine relativ runde kommt von den Bros, ne?
Actually went Cosmic Insight instead of
ist an sich eine Runde.
running Triple Tonic and Cashback. And the reason Cashback has been so popular is it did get buffed last year, but also now you get 6 items. It's so much value. By going Cosmic Insight instead, you get the lower Summoner cooldown, but it means you're just losing a lot of money over the course of the game. Like by the time you get to like 4 items, that's 1,000 gold just gone in comparison to your lane opponent. So definitely something that will add up over the course of a game.
We'll see exactly how he's going to be able to utilize this, as Delight does have to battle dance his way away. And Gumushi with some Blight stacked up. Namgung is looking a little worse for wear, but they'll be okay. This is exactly what we were talking about, right? If HLE can continue to just do little trades like this, then things should be all right. This casting here towards the top side avoids the boomerang quite nicely there, but we know that this Gnar matchup is just not...
Hast du noch ein paar sichere Tipps für mich? Ruhe. Wenn ich drüber reden, hallo, charged.
It's not like, okay,
Ich will nicht drüber reden.
comfortable early, but you can just deal with it until later, because eventually in the side lane, the Gnar will just run you down. It doesn't get more fun. There are windows for the Renekton to find all in if the Gnar misplays, especially once the Renekton gets his ultimate, but for the time being, it is just going to be punishing. Gnar hasn't been doing so hard, but no, Zeus definitely the player that you are looking to maybe break that unlucky streak, even though he's part of it so far.
Yeah. We did see the Gnar blind pick yesterday, which really didn't help. That was one of the more strange draft decisions.
Ist der Nocturne irgendwie richtig langsam im Clearen gewesen?
But this was definitely more of the counter pick option, and Zeus certainly a pretty good one to pilot it.
Moment mal, ist er richtig langsam gewesen? Weil der Javan ist auch auf seinem zweiten Camp nach Respawn.
And he won that game. He did look pretty good on the
Bin ich
championship
rauf.
as well.
Das hat charged. Hab ich schon gesagt? Weiß nicht.
Has just continued to do a fair bit of winning, as you guys know. The history of these T1.
Wer ist Lieblingssteiner? Also E-Sportler? Uff, schwierig. Tarzan oder Kanavi?
Turns out. That's all right. Namgung goes in. It's a decent deadly flourish there from Teddy, who was reloading for the majority of that little exchange.
Yeah,
One of those issues.
Resets have come in, and I feel like that's the window once you have the reset where the broad bot lane is going to feel confident. When everyone's healthy again. It's like attrition for HLE's bot lane, and just looking for the burst from the bro bot lane. Nice dodge in the Gleaming Quill. That ability heals so much ever since they buffed it. It was a while ago now, but it feels like you're playing against Soraka when you try to dodge your Qs, and each one that lands, you're like, okay, well, that's just undone a trade. I mean, look how much that value just got there from Delight connecting it.
Yeah, it's kind of ludicrous. The one good thing here for the bros is that they just do a lot of damage quite quickly. So you were talking about the executes and things like this, the ignite that Namgung does have. If they do
Mit ist Skill-Matchup, habe ich das Gefühl. Also, Lily, hallo, Johnson.
Paranoia and makes his way towards that bottom side, I think it's still going to be very dangerous here.
Stieg mit dem Clip gerettet.
Especially when Guma doesn't have a massive amount of peel. If Zeka isn't in the area.
Mit das Skill-Matchup, also ich habe da schon Orianas Azir komplett verprügelt sehen. Ich habe auch schon Azirs gewinnen sehen, aber er ist eher Oriana-favored. Trotzdem Skill-Matchup. Hard Contest, Half HP über Roma. Oh, oh, ich glaube, das ist nicht gut für die Bros. Ja. Right. Schaut auf Pantheon, das ist nicht gut.
And that means that this dragon is going to be left alone.
Yeah, it just felt like such a risky start on this dragon. It's like assuming that the enemy team just isn't going to act on it, isn't going to challenge you, when Roma is so low in terms of health. They gave a free window. And in fairness, you did end up trading up and stuff. Oh, Kanavi in trouble now.
Yeah, Dominus is going to get propped here by casting. Slices.
Kanavi, du hast kein Flash, mein Bro. Zeus muss ihn retten, ne? EQ raus. Ja. Oh, Gideon ist nicht in Vision. Oder nicht in Range.
Gideon doesn't get the vision required or doesn't decide to go for the paranoia. I'm not
Ist Genie echt kacke im Pro-Play? Naja, es ist halt die Standardantwort into den Varus, ne? Also die absolute Standardantwort.
No one going down just yet. Flashes for both top laners though now on cooldown, and Kanavi also does not have his.
Yeah, it's good peel from Zeus, and I feel like you're feeling so bad about that as bro. The fact that Gideon committed the ult to try and make that play work. Zeus, oh no.
Yeah, he's hopped over the wall.
Okay, he's fine.
But casting is just going to wander his way out. Zeka was going for the Emperor's Divide and does use it. But wanted to get behind Roma there. Decides instead he'll just use it for a little bit of extra damage.
Yeah, he got the flash though from Roma, so still happy. And a lot is being extended. We kind of had, the lanes were played out very slowly, not much happened, and then suddenly we get this rapid fire action. We got 2 flashes from the side of Bro, both solo laners burning theirs. Zeus burns his. Obviously, Knavi's went down around that bot side fight with the dragon. So now the question is who gets to capitalize on these summoners not being available. I will say something for the Bros. They have a lot of global pressure with that Nocturne ultimate and the Pantheon as well. So I think that's a point they can really look to leverage and try and find numbers advantages on the back of that.
And they can use Curtain Call as well from very far away. So it's likely that they will be able to get some follow-up on sort of anything that is going to happen here. Kanavi standing on a ward.
Das ist brutal, ne?
Know exactly what's going on so far.
Allgemein ja nur 11 Genial. Ich habe auch den Twitter-Post gesehen, dass er eben jedes Game verliert. Oder jedes Game verloren hat bisher. Ich weiß nicht. Problem ist, dass Vaus killt halt Tanks auch nicht so wirklich. Ich weiß nicht, ob das halt wieder so eine Jarvan bei World-Situation ist oder ob der wirklich einfach Trash ist.
I remember the Orianna Intershowmaker also started off with a burnt flash.
Yeah.
It is into Azir though, not a LeBlanc, so hopefully will pan out a little bit better. But it really depends on whether Kanavi opts to show up mid and how Roma plays out the lane position. If you are playing close to tower, it's going to be hard to really punish, but when those cooldowns are available, it gets a little spooky.
Casting just going to be slicing and dicing around the wave. Pick that one up. Gideon should be able to grab these last remaining grubs. First one did go over to Kanavi though. Decides that he doesn't really want to fight for too much more. Zeus almost takes a second one there for HLE. Not going to be the case. Yeah, very close.
Standard, Pantheon halt super stark im Early Game. Vor allem wenn der Support eben noch nicht Level 6 ist.
600 gold lead for HLE. The game very even.
I feel like we've seen a lot more of these early games where it's just a bit slower until a big fight happens and that kind of opens up the game.
Yeah.
I think with home guards as well, it's really harder to punish too heavily. You know, if you force it back, or even if you do kill someone, quite quick to get back to lane.
Auch mit Tabis und CDA-Boots im Early Game ist so krank.
Setting up potentially for
nein, weiß ich nicht, wie ist.
As he should be.
Yeah, I feel like he's learned from what happened earlier on. Slow and steady wins the race. And, you know, maybe that is not the way that he plays things out in solo queue, which I think I could understand. But just going to get some vision down. First streak still hasn't been taken here at 9.5 minutes. So certainly going to be emphasizing that much longer game we are having right now, or slower, I should say. 500 gold, though, still the lead here for HLE, and I think they're very happy to play a slower game with the composition that they have. Is Roma going to get picked up, shoved back?
Schöner Pull. Sehr schöner Pull. Dann kommt die Pantheon zu spät, aber Zeka wird sterben, oder? Nope. Doch.
Gideon wants to get on top of him and does manage to help Namgun get the kill. Dustbringer comes on through. Gideon is just going to get out of there. So a 1-for-1 as both mid laners hit the dust, but it is going to be first blood advantage over to Zeka there on his Azir.
Komme ich über den Talia-Buff? Ja, ich glaube, also wir werden heute Talia spielen. Ja. Mal schauen, was noch, aber auf jeden Fall, also Diana ist noch nicht genervt.
I think ultimately you can't be too unhappy with that situation from the side of Bros, right? Even though the first blood goes to HLE, the fact that Roma was without flash, you knew that play was coming, you kind of expected this, you're able to respond and trade it back, so, you know, Roma's just very dead in this scenario. That's inevitable, but the fact you get an answer back, despite the fact that Zeka did have flash, you know, you're okay with it. Unfortunately, the kill did end up going over to.
Und sind die Tabis auch gegen die Soldaten von Azir? Ja, sollte. Wir werden von Ding reduziert. Also sollte, ja. Guter Play. Guter Play. Also Roma, dafür, dass er halt so kranke Solo-Kits und so weiter hat, habe ich das Gefühl, da geht bisher nicht so viel. Oder more often than not geht da nicht so viel. Ist der Buff von Viego huge? Boah. Ich meine, davor war er wohl ziemlich trash. Also. Not sure. Ich mag auch diesen Kraken into Collector-Bit. Das ist, meine ich, 1500 HP rumlaufen so? Meine ich.
1,000 gold almost the lead here for Zeka in that isolated 1v1 against Roma. And they're going to translate that into a dragon as well. HLE really starting off, putting together a big advantage. As casting here on this top side of the map, trying to channel the Lord's Renekton as best he can. And it's a struggle.
Yeah, he's not having a good time.
Yeah, and Morgan, let's be fair, did have some rough times as well.
I feel like it was just Roma being baited in by the fact that he knew these big cooldowns weren't available, and his flash was nearly back up, because you saw how defensive he was playing without his flash being down. And then you look at that clip and it's like, okay, this is crazy. Yeah, bit of an overstep, immediately punished. Good gank there by Delight to punish. And now HLE with a pretty sizable lead, 2,000 gold ahead.
Yeah, 12 minutes, that's actually a big deal.
Yeah. And look where the gold is as well. You know, there's a good spread between all three laners.
Yeah.
Exactly where you wanted to be.
Carries with money. And Namgung, he's the one that did...
Wieder Ulti ab. Wieder Shuffle available. Roma diesmal Flash. Mal schauen, ob sie fürs 3 gegen 3 gehen wollen.
But Delight helping out with both of the kills so far has meant that he is able to keep up completely. Zeus now underneath this turret as the Mega Gnar, and will be able to take another plate by the looks of things. Yeah, that's very comfortably going to go over his way. So even more money into the coffers of HLE. As a possible fight here is Delight going down relatively low. Roma looks for a bit of an angle here, holds on to the shockwave, and there it is.
Guter Play.
Gets thrown out, delivered by
Schön.
the turn. Is now Kanavi gonna have to...
Jetzt Kanavi natürlich raus und jetzt hast du wieder sehr... Also jetzt ist halt wieder viel Pressure raus. Mit 3 Ultis down. Oh, unless. Schön. Flash von Gideon nicht ab. Wird nicht sterben. Ja, die spielen auf dem alten Patch, also auf Punkt 1 Patch quasi. Nicht der Patch, der heute Nacht kam.
He actually got over the gold threshold, but you can't level it up while you're in combat. So he clearly got the gold he needed to get it over the 800 threshold, but because he didn't have the Celestial opposition there, it was so squishy.
Oh yeah, true.
And you saw how he just kind of got exploded there. Now it does have the Celestial.
Jetzt bei der LCK und Castle Chronicle, also anscheinend haben sie wen Neues, aber die haben sie, glaube ich, noch nicht gezeigt.
But you see going in here, to be fair, looking at this play, it would have just got procced by that phase Q, he would have just died anyway, in hindsight.
And there was probably a bit of overkill there as well, as the shockwave did what looked to be about 50 damage.
You know, I was running the Delight defense. Celestial opposition ain't saving you there, buddy.
However, you know, still a valid point and something that people can think about for the future.
Well, he has it now, so there you go.
Yeah. Zeus also going to be throwing out an ulti towards casting here as the boulder does go wide. But there is the knockup from the grand entrance. Delight just going to walk it off here as Kanavi wants to make his way in. Namgung is in position.
Gute Pressure wieder. Ist sehr, sehr gute Pressure wieder. Varus mit On-Build ist er stark, weil er nicht gespielt, weil er meistens nicht autotacken kann. Also überleg dir mal, der Varus hier hätte jetzt On-Hit-Items. Gegen die Gegner kommt, glaubst du, er könnte autotacken? Oh, schön. Richtig geiler Poke.
But these sorts of plays feel so bad because Zeka's on the other side of the map. He's just going to be able to push down and get some plates on this tower. You're not actually saving the tower in the long term. You're just stalling it. Like, this tower is not going to survive forever. Look how low.
Vielleicht nicht sehr wahrscheinlich kann er nicht autotacken. Und damit ist dann halt On-Hit super negiert.
Yeah, I think they're going to go for the Herald. But the thing is, everyone was so low. You're still given a pressure on that side of the map. The teleport isn't allowing... Der Grund,
warum Corki nicht auf Crit gespielt wird, kann auch sein. Also bei Corki weiß ich es nicht. Bei Corki wird dann immer gesagt, okay, Essence Reaver in Solo-Queue Turbo, aber not sure. Kann gut sein, dass die HP zu viel Value geben. Das Problem ist, dass du jetzt einen Kill hast, kriegst du mehr noch. Weil hast du wieder die Combo down. Das heißt, wenn sie jetzt nicht darauf capitalisieren, in 30 Sekunden hat der Varus auch TP ab.
Get on with their day. Yeah, catch Gumiishi without flash, and that's the power of that Nocturne Orianna combo. And now HLE, no real way you can fight this. Everyone's healthy again. Everyone got a chance to.
Okay, sie machen ihn direkt.
Maybe the TP value coming in there, giving them some time.
10 Sekunden auf den Varus TP. Und gestealt. Opfert sich aber. Oh wow, sie fighten da wirklich. Was? 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 Hä? Das kann niemals wahr sein. HLE steht 2-0-2, aber du siehst ja warum. Du siehst ja warum, oder nicht? Der ist wieder tot. Oh mein Gott, es ist so bad. Wow. 900 Gold, aber sie spielen echt bad.
I feel like the LCK Cup this year has been a lot of this.
I think every single member of Bro flashed here. So we have this combo that comes in, and they can obviously just kill Guma. But then in this ensuing play, so all 5 flashes are up. I'm gonna try and see if we can count them.
All right.
So this play comes out.
First flash.
Yeah, there's one. and then the shuffle comes in. There's 3,
Yeah.
4, and 5. So
Oh my God, everyone.
single member of Bro flashed in that play. Yeah, wow.
And so I said it wrong. So Zeka went in and he found one person with the Emperor's Divide. However, he did find every flash that was still left up.
That's a crazy summoner economy right there. Fortunately, the Bros did pick up the Dragon, so they don't have to worry about... They will have their flashes back for the next one, but it does mean there is a period of time where they are without those summoners.
I really like this quote here from chat. Bro flashes together.
Yes!
Chad.
You know what?
Just gorgeous.
They're a new roster, right? We needed to see some synergy. That was synergy.
Yep.
Right? That was synergy right there.
The camaraderie is just still looking beautiful. As blue buff going to be stolen away here by HLE. Comfortably so. Gumushi is going to be gathering that one as Teddy is going to collect a red. And we'll be back about our business. But 1.7k here at 18 minutes into the game doesn't feel as dire as the 1.2 at 12.
Yeah, it's definitely slowed down. And you look at the goal differences. Zeus is ahead, right? The Snar is going to be a bit of a menace in the side lane. But, you know, mid lane, there's a bit of a lead. 80 carries. Teddy's ahead, despite the fact he doesn't have cashback. So, you know, this is an honestly earned gold equivalence, right?
Kind of crazy.
Yeah.
And 2 items
Magno.
complete, blade and the rapid fire cannon. This is not a 2-item spike. I feel like this is like the 2-item sadness, because these two don't necessarily, like, it's good utility, right? And you get the extra range, movement speed, blah, blah, blah. It's good, but Infinity Edge feels absolutely incredible after these items have been put together. So it does kind of need those. And then armor pen,
Yeah, so it's a little bit...
More like a 4-item thing. Maybe cashback would have been a good idea.
Cashback is pretty good.
Well, Roma, let's see whether he is going to keep himself alive as Zeka breaks the arm guard. Roma now inside the Cataclysm. Emperor's Divide just to get rid of the Nocturne, and down he will go. Casting Tide's in though, and they are able to answer it with a kill onto Zeka. Zeus gets the flank angle. They find the knock up there. Chains of Corruption connects on towards this Pantheon, who is not...
Also, das ist wieder, okay, individuell spielen die halt besser, aber ich habe das Gefühl, also das ist mein Problem mit HLE bisher, dass sie einfach so schlecht teilweise Decision-Making haben. Also es ist halt so Classic Kanavi geführt, aber es ist so schlechtes Decision-Making teilweise. Warum werden immer Wards auf die Lane geplaced, damit du eben siehst, wo die Leute hinlaufen? Du stellst ihn in der Mitte der Lane und dann siehst du eben, wo die immer hinlaufen nach den jeweiligen Waves und kannst dementsprechend agieren.
The goal deficit wasn't that big, but I think the summoner economy didn't help them out too much there. And I think having the stasis already for Zeka, he ends up being the focus point, but not able to immediately punish him. Buys a lot of time here. The shockwave doesn't immediately kill him. He gets the shuffle off onto Gideon, who then dies. And Zeka just forces so many cooldowns here. You know, it's a 1-for-1 between the mid laners, and then the jungler dies as well, sorry. So 2-for-1 at the start of this fight, and then the Pantheon's not doing much, and casting is just kind of left in the middle of 4.
Yeah, almost manages.
Also wie gesagt, individuelle Klasse haben sie auf jeden Fall, das ist ganz sicher, aber es wären besser mit Peanut, könnte gut sein.
So now it is just advantages everywhere as they look to try and kill Gumushi one more time, but the deadly flourish.
Special von Gideon hat gefehlt. Okay.
And HLE, good defense, able to actually take down the Varus this time.
Yeah, Gume getting the ult down there was absolutely huge. I do think...
Guck mal, du bist der Zweite, der sich halt mit dem Vornamen von Mel. Und also, I mean, ist fein, wenn du 12 bist. Aber, ja. Was soll ich darauf antworten, Bro? Meine ich.
Whenever he's able to survive an assault like that, without that summoner, you're feeling good.
Yeah.
Vor allem, wenn es wahrscheinlich ein zweiter Twitch-Account ist, das ist crazy.
Still a couple of minutes away. Teddy still hasn't died. 2-0-3 on this Jhin, but still not exactly looking fantastic. Looks like it is going to be Lord Doms coming in as the 3rd item. And so it's going to be a while before those crits are really feeling good with the Infinity Edge that is going to be relegated to 4th. And I don't even know whether we're going to get there. It's a 5,000 gold lead here for HLE. It's a Cloud Soul this game as well. Absolutely love it. We had Ocean like 3 times in a row yesterday at the beginning. Yeah. I'm hoping that now we get Cloud 3 times in a row today. That is feels only fair. You know, you get one of the most boring ones, and then you get the best one ever.
Yeah. You see Bro trying to set up here, but Navi trying to zone them away. they do now have all their flashes back up together. You know, they have that synergy going for them.
By the way, we need someone else to like get a kill in this game because I imagine the kids in chat are kind of losing their minds right now on the scoreline. So we just need to really change that so that we can focus one more time.
Oh, you had to bring it up, didn't you?
Yeah, well, look, sometimes you got to address the elephant in the room.
Hey,
there's an elephant, okay?
They're trying to set up for Guma. Oh, they blue trinket him.
Ja.
They lose vision.
Guter Play. Und Gumayushi ist tot. Oder er ist nicht tot. Oh, haben die einfach keinen Damage mit Nocturne Ori? Das ist verrückt. Die haben einfach keinen Damage. Also Gumayushi wird sterben so, aber trotzdem hast du 2 Kills. Guter Backline Access von Kanavi.
Kanavi is on the warpath, takes down Roma. They do finally manage to kill Zeus. So it's a 3 for 2 in the end, but it should mean that this dragon goes over to HLE.
I think keeping Guma alive without Flash is a near impossible task against this broken.
Ja, es ist auch, also die haben trotzdem so wenig Damage, habe ich das Gefühl.
Paid for it when they go for these engages. The fact he's able to survive the initial assault and then Namgun.
Ich bin Spellbook so satt. Wirklich. Ich finde Spellbook ist eigentlich so cool.
He's a Zir, so he's completely fine.
He did the old shifting of the sands.
Yeah, so we see they throw down the blue trinket and they dive in on Guma. And he does manage to get the ult off as well.
Sie haben kein Damage für ihn einfach mit der Nocturne Ori Combo. Das ist embarrassing.
Is immediately charmed, but flashes in and ignites him, and that will take him out. But that's 2 members down to take out the Varus. Zeus does end up going down. He was buying time.
Juno, danke für das ganze Jahr. Dankeschön. Das ist Spellbook, wirklich.
So many members traded to take down this Varus that it just ends up not being completely worth it for Bro, and they can't finish out the fight. So just great peel, I feel like, from the bot lane of HLE, the self-peel from Guma, and Delight also keeping the Pantheon as far away from his AD carry as he can.
Oh, Delight does manage to cleanse that one off.
Da, wie cool ist Spellbook? So ein Spell, wo sie einfach kurz einen Cleanse fertig haben.
Teddy, though, does have Mortal Reminder now completed, so going to start doing a bit of damage here in this game, especially as armor does start to get stacked up, and sort of just naturally from levels, especially at this stage of the game, it is going to be very valuable to have some pen in the build. So no worries there, but does really want the Infinity Edge if he wants to be doing any damage at all in this game. Duskbringer connects onto Kanavi, but nothing too much else going to come of it. And so HLE with a massive amount of control, you know, 5.6k is a very large gold advantage. They've got a couple of Drakes set up, not exactly with Soul Point just yet. 3.5 minutes, and they might be able to just use the map control they have in order to lock that one down. Yeah. And if they do go for a slow and steady game, it should just very comfortably go in HLE's hands. The thing is, they have been a little fast and loose with some of their decision-making, especially last week. So we're hoping they can get it together this time around, just play a cool, calm, and collected game. Maybe channel some of what we saw from DRX, perhaps, in their first game yesterday, which was just some beautiful macro play and controlling the Rift where they can. This is a game that is certainly open to a play like that. Zeus is going to face check a Renekton and does try and hold the Fear Tether, as Deadly Flourish is going to go wide, so that is no assist going over to Teddy. A lot invested, though, as now the Baron is going to get started.
I mean, they have decent DPS from the Azir, but Varus isn't the fastest at doing it, and Baron takes so long, so I think, yeah, they're backing away. Don't have the time to do it, and honestly, that whole time you were talking about the slow and steady macro play, and I saw Zeus walking up to that brush. I'm like, this is on you, Max.
Yeah.
He's just setting that up.
I mean, sometimes you've just got to go with where the comedic timing takes you, you know? And that's sort of where we were there, because we all knew he was going to do it.
Yeah. The fact he was prompted as well with the
Und trotzdem halt immer wieder diese komischen Fehler, ne?
Yeah.
Trotzdem immer wieder, also, ja, ich bin mit HLE, also, honestly, ist irgendjemand mit HLE zufrieden bisher? Ich würde Nein sagen.
Alright, casting going to be taking some crystalline overgrowth here towards the bottom side of the map. I think that he should be able to pretty comfortably take this turret down on the next wave that is conga lining its way forward. It's going to get there, won't even need to walk away from the turret. As we do see Kanavi starting this one off, but that ward gets all the value that the bros require. They throw down another one just to make sure they know exactly what this health bar is looking like, and Paranoia has been available as in goes Namgung. That is going to be the steal from Gideon as well. Freeway robbery as he is going to get taken down. 2 dead, but they do steal the Baron, so they keep their base alive most likely. HLE looking a bit worse for wear, but they do keep everyone alive. And despite losing the Baron, this is something you've spoken about a lot, Orcs.
Und das ist halt wieder scheiße, ne? Also natürlich ist es worth it. Ist todes worth it. Ist super, 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 super worth it. Es sind trotzdem 5k Gold down, die werden Top Tier 2 verlieren, Mitte Tier 2 verlieren, aber es ist natürlich trotzdem worth it.
Yeah, I think
Klar.
XP probably the main thing that Bro gonna be happy about from this, from getting the Baron. They'll get a big chunk of XP, and you do get comeback XP.
Sobald Teddy sein AI fertig hat,
The Baron. Though to be fair, they went that far behind in terms of
sobald Teddy sein AI fertig hat, könnte es halt trotzdem noch sehr gut laufen.
But yeah, the gold isn't that
Mal schauen.
significant. But I think denying the Baron buff from HLE, definitely the main thing out of this. Gideon flies in, manages to secure it.
Ja, guter Stil, of course.
Real good there as well.
Yeah, unfortunately that fourth shot.
Wer Kanavi noch gestorben wäre, ist halt super gut gewesen, aber ja.
They got the kill there.
All right, check it out from Gideon's perspective here. Sails in, looks pretty excited and tells everyone to get the heck out of there.
Oh, wer Teddy Wortel bei meiner verdammt gute Frage. Vor allem, wenn Notterman nicht so stark ist.
Off the back
Verdammt gute Frage.
just shows that the gold just really isn't there anymore from this objective.
Yeah, still.
Auf jeden Fall fetter Bildfehler, aber
You know, the fact that they're
der Trimmer, also die haben halt noch so viele Plates, die sie theoretisch holen können. Toplane waren 5, Mitte sind nochmal 5. 3, Mitte sind 3, sorry.
Take some plates here and going to be able to even out that Rebel Baron power play quite comfortably. As Kanavi now moving over towards this Cloud Dragon.
Powerplay 70 Gold.
Hey, there we go. Plus 600. No worries. Casting takes down the turret. And good use of the Baron. There we go. But still, Soul Point goes over to HLE. And Cloud Soul for all of these champions is... That's scary. You won't be able to get on top of Gumayushi anymore. He just throws out Chains of Corruption, locks someone down, and then sprints away.
That's the thing, the fear from the Nocturne, like he just runs, like he ults and he just runs out of the tether as well.
Yeah, you would. Doesn't feel very good. And even if he does get the fear off, then he's still sprinting. It's kind of ridiculous. All right, Delight just looking to try and get Vision down where he can. And they do have a decent amount of it. But the Bros, I think, have bought a fair bit of time. So I think it's the next fight going to be an honest one. Is okay.
Guter Engage. Hat aber Stare. Oh mein Gott, machen die Damage. Instant One-Shot und Kanavi hat nur noch GA. Kanavi auch G8. Right. Kommt raus. Oh mein Gott, das ist lucky. Irgendwann muss für Delight blocken. Hunter stirbt, okay. Dieses Krokodil sieht gefährlich aus, oder nicht? Und ich habe das Gefühl, dass dieser Varus auch nicht genug Damage hat. IQ Jaban, Combo ist tot, oder nicht? Oh, Sidestep wieder. Grüß Gott, hallo.
And Kanavi, just continuing to go in. It's Kanavi, man.
He's such a psychopath.
Dass er da doppelt reingeht, ist so verrückt. Also der hat halt absolut keine Mercy mit seinem J, ne?
Come on. All right.
He wants to put it to use, so that's the only thing I can get from this.
You only get value if it's on cooldown, okay? All right, that's a very deep teleport. As all right, in goes Delight. Let's see whether Zeker and Kanavi can.
Hat aber keine Ulti, also er macht halt nichts. Oh mein Gott, nein, er stirbt hier.
Yeah, not too much they can really get from the Nocturne being dead, but they should be able to look to.
Wie ist das Endresultat hier?
The mid tower has some.
Gideon stirbt.
Problem is they don't have a Baron buff, and the Orianna should just be able to clear the waves out. We'll see though, maybe. They can look to threaten her off the turret. Quickness is about to come up and available. Chains of Corruption there too.
Also er war in der LPL schon einer, aber ich habe das Gefühl, dass es hier nochmal so verstärkt wird. Oh Gott, was machen die? Alter. Oh mein Gott, okay, ein Glück stirbt er hier, das hat er verdient. Ey, was, ohne Spaß, was machen die? Das ist so krank.
Curtains have been called here for Zeker, but he shifts those sands beautifully. Get himself out of the way. There's still not a whole lot to fight for.
This game is such a mess. It's unbelievable.
I love it.
Yeah, this is, I mean, yeah, what do we expect? Two teams fighting for their first win in the LCK Cup. Bro has been here many times before, fighting for their first win. HLE, not so much. You know,
the defending first stand champions. Still yet to...
Gut, kein J bei Kanavi.
I think there was some stat which was this is the first time ever that HLE has gone 0-2 in their first week of play.
Oh, really?
I think I saw that somewhere. I'm going to trust that I'm going to trust the source if I saw it somewhere online.
Wow. I think if you saw it online, it's probably true, right?
Yeah, people wouldn't just go on the internet.
63k Gold in 30 Minuten Armin. Ist schon sehr accelerated.
Don't do that. Because, like, think about
Ist halt 13 Kills each, ne? Ach du Scheiße. Und Plate.
If you lie online, then, like, all of the AIs and stuff that people use are
Wird zu Bro in der LCK einordnen.
to get the information from there. So,
That's
like,
true.
it's
Top
kind of
8, Top
ruined
6 vielleicht.
Oh man, yeah.
Top 8 eher wahrscheinlich.
like to just trust everything.
That'd be like
the
trickle
AIs
down
say.
Lienomics, you know?
Yeah. A
hate
bit of
that.
being facetious here on this broadcast currently, as we are now just going to look forward to the next fight, likely to be in about 10 seconds time, as the Baron, as you can see, swimming up the river.
Yeah, Guma's flash did get burned in that last scenario again.
Teddy hat immer noch Flash Up und Teddy hat nochmal einen BF. Also dieser Jin ist auf jeden Fall ein Riesen-Threat.
Yeah, he's scary.
Doesn't even need cashback. He just builds his items the old-fashioned way, one at a time.
Yeah, it's beautiful. He's also got a cheeky BF sword there as well. So a new best friend in that inventory. And yeah, Teddy, when he finishes that off, what is it going to be?
Ist HLE Roster nur 2. Einmal haben sie T1 gespielt und einmal haben sie gegen Longshin komplett gegrieft.
Every one of these bullets is going to be painful. As okay, here we go once again. And yeah,
Ja, da haben wir Nocturne Oriana. Okay.
goes up there from Nungun to keep him alive, but the turret
Sie ist fast mit dem Kill noch.
looks like they're not going to be able to take down the Pantheon though, and he is allowed to escape.
Kein Flash auf Varus, kein Spaß. 10 Sekunden auf Drake. Das heißt, Soul wird denied. Oh, war ja. Und die können auch nicht. Sie könnten Nash versuchen mit Sekka. Aber relativ unrealistisch. Ich glaube auch nicht, dass sie contesten können. Also ein bisschen komische Situation jetzt einfach für HLE. Ja, sie probieren es aber den. Also. Hallo? Nein. Nein, 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 hör auf. Nein. Nein. Nein, doch nicht so. Oh mein Gott, das war Sick von Sekka. Aber wir verlieren doch nicht so jetzt, oder? Oh, Teddy. Und die haben den Drake auch nicht bekommen. Ey, du ahnst es einfach nicht. Du ahnst es einfach nicht, Mann.
Oh no!
Oh man, it's just crazy. This play is objectively exactly what Bro wants.
Es ist Top 8 LEC.
In any way at all, because they go from this to like, okay, we'll kill the dragon. Then he has to leave the dragon and deal with the Baron, but they don't stop the Baron because he's too late. His ult's such a short cooldown at this point because he has 5 stacks of Ultimate Hunter and the experimental Hexblade that his ult actually comes back up in a couple of seconds. And look at Sekka, by the way. Look at this little drift.
Was war ein top-sicherer Pick hier, wenn ich fragen darf? Sehr ruhig, es war Hanwha.
And then Guma even teleports in to clean up. And in the end,
Hello, Rushed.
the Baron power play after this was a 1.5k advantage for HLE.
Oh, war ja.
The old Baron. Let's
Yeah,
just
okay,
say that
it's now
one.
Und jetzt verlieren die auch noch Soul. Das ist so krank.
Game is still under
Guma hat fast wieder Flash Up.
1,000 gold. It's not
Heißt, die nächste Oriana Nocturne Combo kann halt überleben.
chaos.
Yeah.
That's what it is.
And Teddy has the old 6 items already completed, as does have Storm Surge now done.
Has the extra spot for the control ward.
Oh,
Wow.
beautiful.
What a team player.
You love to see it. As all right.
50-50 für Soul. Kanavi hat wieder J-Up. Der wird so früh senden.
Get it.
Immer noch kein Flash auf Varus.
We're gonna try and deny. There's the paranoia.
Sie gehen auf Zack. Oh nein. Und die Combo ist an ihm gegangen.
Zekka once again shifts the stance.
Und Zeus in der Backline.
You can see Zeus being so annoying in
Kriegt beide Carries in die Wand.
the double
Big.
stun.
Und GG.
Keeps himself alive for such a long time. It's Kanavi that gets a double as he wipes
Tragisches Ende.
carries of the bros and
Absolut tragisches Ende.
for the world. They will be able to get the soul, but most
Oh,
importantly,
war ja.
they very handily win the fight, and they may just be able to win the game.
I don't think clear the waves. Those two against the 4 strong of HLE. Overgrowth in the tower as well, going to make it easy to
Absolut tragisches Ende, Mann.
unless Gideon and Namgun can pull off a miracle here.
Also insane von Zeus so, aber dieses ganze Nash-Setup und so weiter, das war so tragisch.
I was like, are you looking forward to the 6 gamer? Well, I mean, this was pretty close. We might actually have a 3-game series here in our first one, but this time, HLE are
Tragödie.
to find the win in game number 1.
GG.
An absolute bloodbath with 40 kills in 37 minutes. But there it is. The orange tank takes down the Nexus and will pick up the victory.